everyone, Melissa here. Today I am very excited to do this Manny. Now I know it's a little bit early in some people's opinion for Halloween Manny's, but I love Halloween designs and I have quite a few in mind, so I figured I'm gonna get my first one out of the way now. This first one I'm going to do, I actually did this design 2 years ago, and like right after I first started dipping, the first year I was dipping, and I loved it, but I knew that I could do it better. I could redo it a little bit different. My shaping is a little better now. The design was really cool and I wanted to retry it. So it's this Freddy Kreuger set. I'm going to change it up just a little bit, and of course my nails are a little more sharp, pointy this time. Now to get this pointiness, my nails were already almond, so I didn't have to do much. I just went from side to side, a straight file like that on either side, going back and forth until I got the sharp end instead of the rounded end of the almond. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into this. I'm gonna do the entire set with you from beginning to end so you can see all the fun stuff I get to do. So first thing I'm going to do is, I haven't buffed my nail yet, so I'm gonna buff my nails. Yes, this one does have a tip on it, a broker, but luckily I was able to fix it pretty easily with a tip. So I'm just gonna buff these, brush off the dust, and use my prep bond. Okay, so I'm going to start with my sweater nails, the two striped, color blocked Freddy Kreuger signature sweater nails. I'm going to do this color block a little bit differently than your typical standard taped off color block, just because I feel like I get cleaner lines with this and have better control. So we're going to, you'll see as we go how I do this. I'm gonna shake these up so that they're nice and fluffy first. Alright. So for each of these, I'm just going to apply base to around this area, around the cuticle area. And I don't need to be precise with it, except of course for the cuticle application. I'm gonna do one finger at a time. So we're gonna start with this guy. Nice clean line at the cuticle. Pull it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, except for the cuticle shaping. And you will see why. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip in here. If you need to, you can always use your trusty orange stick to go around the cuticle, make sure that's clean. I'm gonna go in again. And I'm going to dip 3 times this way pretty quickly. I don't really want to brush off because I'm trying to get back in there while the layers are still wet. Luckily, the powders soak in to these liquids very well, so it's not a huge problem. Make sure that covering that side. Can't see, sorry. Okay, now I'm going to take this tool, Easy French tool, and I'm going to use it to cut the dip where I want it to cut. And basically just cut a straight line across here. And pull that excess dip off. The drier it gets, the more difficult this becomes. So the quicker you can move, or the slower drying liquid you have, better it is. You use this to scrape off the rest of that. Okay, and then you'll see that line still isn't perfectly straight, but I'm gonna go ahead and activate it and then go and do the pinky, and then we'll worry about the rest. You can even push it up a little bit. Give that a minute to dry while we're working on the pinky in the exact same way. Alright, then I'm going to come in here with this smaller file and file right up against that line to straighten it a bit. Get a nice, clean, sharp line with the green ends. Now we're going to go to the red. You can even lightly file off any that's on the nail itself. Just a little. Don't want to file too hard because we don't like filing our nail plate. But you're basically just filing the dip off of it. Okay, now we're going to just kind of do a little line here from one side to the other. And dip. Again, I'm gonna do that 3 times. Make sure you're getting all the way over from one side to the other. One more. Now I'm just going to take this tool and just push it straight. There's not as much to cut off. This was a little more precise, so just going to straighten it out a bit by pushing the dip. Again, we're going to activate that and let it dry, and then we'll file that line straight. Okay, next color. Back to green. I'm just gonna finish this off in red. While those dry, I'm gonna go ahead and dip this guy in the green Wicked Sorcery. Just do a few quick dips. Get this one covered. Okay, now I am going to see how there's kind of like, it's not fully smooth. I'm just gonna file until that is smooth, and then we're going to do a dip of clear over these two, and then we'll get to the other guys and the fun we're gonna have on those. Now that clear layer will fill in any missing spots. It also adds a little extra bulk that you might have filed away, so we can file and shape again before we finish the nail. It's like didn't stick in some spots on this one, so I'm gonna do one more. That's that rule to tell you that if there's activator in the lower layers, that next layer of base, if you put one on, is going to dry very quickly. Now we're gonna go on to our next fun nail. So I'm going to do a full, probably 4 dips on this nail. Okay, gonna activate that. All right, now it's gonna dry. And we're gonna have some fun. So I'm going to be using this tool again. I'm gonna file, make sure that the tip of it is not covered in dip from when I used it last time. But it has that edge to it. Want that edge. And I'm going to do 3 quick full dips. Okay, now I'm gonna come in with this and make, like we're gonna be coming across here, make indentations, scratch lines. I'm gonna come from the corner down. Longer in the middle too, just because your middle 2 nails are longer, so scratch marks will be a bit longer. We don't want to make them perfectly straight. A little bit of a curve. And you gotta kind of work a little quick, because you want to get in there before it starts to dry and get too sticky. Or it won't play nice anymore. Really get that nice and opened up. Like you got scratched. You got scratched. I'm really pushing in there to open these as much as I can. This one. So this is one of my Micron pens. This is the Pigma Micron brush tip. It has a really nice fine brush tip. And I'm going to try and get just down the center of these scratches with this brush tip. Now I'm going to go in with this alcohol ink marker, and I'm going to be using the fine point of it. This color is wine red from the kit that I have, but any deep red will work from any kit if you happen to have one. And I'm going to draw down the center, but kind of go out on the sides a little bit. Starting to think I should have activated this first. Yeah, let me see if that makes a difference. That alcohol ink went on a little bit darker than it did on my practice swatch, so thinking it's because I didn't activate before. So when it's not activated, the dip is more porous. Okay, let's try this again. It's going down. Yeah, it's a lot better. So definitely activate first. Just gonna draw along the sides here. Just a little bit. It shouldn't spread out too much, but you want to kind of make it a little bit thicker in the center than in the ends. It gives like the flayed kind of feel. I'm going to give that just a few to dry, and then we're going to do a couple of clear dips. I'm going to float the base over because I don't want to pull the ink with the base if I can help it. So we're just barely touching the brush on, dragging, gently floating the base over the design. And then we're gonna dip. And then we're gonna quickly come back. Do that again. Do it again. Because we are going to come back with our tool and press into those scratches again into the clear to keep that indented feel. The separated skin. So I'm just going to get this again, press back in the same places I had before. Brush off my excess here, and then I'm going to, once that's dry, I'm going to come in with my drill with a very fine-tipped drill bit. And I'm just going to kind of dig into those grooves a little. I'm going to shape and file the rest of the nail as well. And then all these white spots in here, they came up from me going in with that drill. I'm just gonna pop some activator on there to get rid of that. Okay, now I'm gonna file and shape all the nails, all of them. All right, last thing I'm gonna do before doing my top coat is a little bit of blood spatter. So I have this stuff called Blood for the Blood God from Citadel. It's actually paint meant for painting miniatures, but it works beautifully for blood. It is such a bloody paint, and it's my favorite thing to use. So I'm going to grab some of this and put it in my, my heart, because that's a good place to put blood. And I'm gonna add just a touch of water to it to just thin it out so that it splatters a little bit better. Over here, just gonna have a drop on the side so that I can add as I want. Don't want to add a lot. I don't want to make it too watery or lumpy, gloopy, or anything like that. So just a drop of water in there. Not even a drop. Right, and then for the splatter, I have just a soft bristled toothbrush that I'm going to use. So I'm going to get this in here, down into the paint, get plenty of this icky stuff on there. And then I'm going to prepare to get messy, because that's what this is going to do. I'm going to splatter from the direction, like saying I got clawed here and the splatter came this way. So that's the hope, that it's going to kind of give that look. I'm just gonna try to get some more. A little bit, don't overdo it. Just a little bit of splatter there, splatter. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean off my finger here. A little paper towel, just wipe it off. wait for that to dry for just a minute. Once that's dry, I'm gonna do a layer of base over to encapsulate that, protect it. I'm going to activate everything, top coat, and then buff everything matte because I don't want a shiny finish on this. I want a matte finish, and I don't want to use a matte top coat. Just gonna buff that shine off. So let's get into that. I kind of like the shine, actually. I don't know, we're going to buff it off, and then I'm going to take pictures. I know I didn't top coat this one because I wanted to keep that kind of texture on there, but I'm probably going to buff it when I buff the rest of them. I'm going to buff that off. Yeah, that's dry. It's dry. Dry, dry. Okay, I'm going to buff the shine. All right, and there we go, our updated Freddy set. I am going to clean some of this blood off of me and get some pictures taken, and I will have these uploaded on my Instagram. But thank you very much. I am so excited to do more and more Halloween nails. So let me know how you like these, or if you have any other suggestions or ideas of Halloween nails I should try and do. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time for my semicolon color debut.